Hello and welcome, heroes, to the Crit Academy. I am your host, Justin.
I'm your co-host, Brandon.
And I'm your co-host, Ian.
This podcast was created to provide you, our heroes, with new and reusable material for both players and DMs.
We hope to inspire you with stuff.
You know that line hasn't changed in, 90 episodes.
You can eat the darkest side of my ass.
It's right here, dude. Just look at mine while you're getting your notes up.
Oh, yeah. We hope to inspire you with creative content that you can bring with you on your next adventure.
Our show may not be suitable for young children, but neither is our D&D games.
Paid ad.
No, you don't actually say that out loud, asshole. That actually doesn't go in this episode because I'm not going to make my patrons have to deal with it.
Isn't that the point?
Huh?
Isn't that the point?
Our patrons don't do it?
I mean,
I recorded the ad earlier.
Yeah.
It goes into the show release, not the
in
stuff.
Post.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today here at Crit Academy Studios, where everything's made up and your points don't matter. Wait, nope, that's wrong.
Points?
I mean, yes. Thanks for joining. God damn it, shut up. Thanks for joining us today, where everything. God damn it. Thanks for joining us today at Crit. Mother. Okay, I just need 5 seconds.
Mother of God.
Thanks for joining us today here at Crit Academy Studios, where everything's made up and your roles don't matter.
That's right. Your roles are like a blood hunter who doesn't survive the imbibing of the hunter's bane.
Ooh.
No one's going to know what we're talking about until we get to the main topic.
That's the thing, though, right? As I've started in the last 20 episodes, that's kind of been pointing to the topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what imbibing is? Imbibing? Is it
idea.
imbibing? Is it imbibing?
Imbibing?
Imbibing sounds right.
I'm sure one of our patrons who loves to message me will let me know that I said it wrong. Imbibing? Imbibing sounds right. We'll find out. Actually, you know what? I can take a second to find this out because I don't want to get yelled at again. I want you guys to be the best.
You're always
Hang on.
Imbibe.
Imbibe.
So it's
Imbibe.
imbibing.
That's what I said.
I know. I'm just confirming because I don't want another nasty gram. Okay.
Gerund or present?
Absorb, assimilate, drink.
Here's the thing about English.
You will be
It
assimilated.
sucks.
It is three languages standing on each other's shoulders while wearing a trench coat.
It's like a language Voltron. All right.
Pretend to be one language.
Put together with rubber bands.
So
Duct tape.
we have a really great show for you guys today. Actually, I don't think I need to say all that. Normally, that's kind of a thing. We like to start the show off on a high note, and we do that by giving away fat loots.
Fat loots.
Compliments of our sponsors. Brandon, who's our winner today?
Well, our winner for this sponsor, which is my Goblin Stone, will be Seaman 3434.
Here it comes.
I'm just so glad I don't have Justin's hairy ass bouncing in my face anymore.
You mean that tarantula? You remember that?
You know, I still laugh at that we both just looked at you like, really? And then the Hulk man came on, but it's Irish chick. We were all into it.
Damn right you were. I'm making sure the live thing
Like, oh
is
my
up.
God, what is this? What is this?
Yep, there it is. All right, so yeah, so congratulations to Seaman3434. You are this week's winner of the adventure. If you enjoy the adventure, please leave Goblin Stone a review. Are you done yawning into the mic? God damn it! I work with
Oh, fuck.
we got a really great episode for you today. Actually, I think for In the Realm, we're just gonna do our book announcement. Does that sound fair? This is gonna be a long topic, so what do you guys think?
Well, let's do the book amount now and see where it goes.
What? For In the Realm?
Yeah.
I wanted to make an announcement that our book was here.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Do the announcement
Okay.
and see where it goes.
Oh, there he is. What's that? What do you?
Like you haven't talked enough about it.
Hey. Anyway, we got a really great show for you guys today. We got a question for our Let's Talk About Blank segment. We have a question in regards to magic item attunement. For our main topic, we are going to be starting our class analysis on Matt Mercer's Blood Hunter. And then we have our Unearthed Tips and Tricks where we bring you new and reusable material for both players and DMs. But before all that, we have In the Realm, where we talk a little bit about what's going on in our life. You guys, what is going on in our life?
We dropped a book.
We made a book.
We made a book.
We did a thing.
And by we mostly mean Justin and a few editors.
Yeah.
We're just sitting along for the ride.
So as of this recording, it is December 2nd, and our book came out yesterday. It is on DM's Guild. You can find it at dmsguild.com. There's a link in the show notes. Or you can go to our website, click the link there, or just type in Unearthed Tips and Tricks in the DM's Guild, and you'll find it there. Our book is basically a compilation of the first 25 episodes, Unearthed Tips and Tricks. There's lots of beautiful art, custom art from several people. Luis Prado did our cover art, which is awesome.
It turned out pretty well.
It looked really good.
There are two very cool Easter eggs in the cover for our listeners of the show, but he did an amazing job on the art. We got art on the inside is beautiful. We got some custom artwork by Brandon in there, as well as Garen from D&D Character Lab. I have to give a big shout out to JVC Perry. He's the one that did the layout for the book, and he did an amazing job. I had to make him go in and make a bunch of changes regularly, and I appreciate him dealing with my poking and prodding. Our editor, Emily, did an amazing job. She found I've never seen that much red since I was in school, so thank you for fixing all that stuff. And then I want to give a big shout out to Gabe Kleinert of Interparty Conflict, who actually helped with a lot of the writing. So
Is one of the Easter eggs Alabama?
it is Alabama, yes.
What's the other Easter egg, huh? Can you spot it? I spotted it.
Did you?
And I was like, really?
Oh. Bourbon Toe.
Yep, Merrick Bourbontoe is on the front. My wizard with Alabama there, and Merrick Bourbontoe are on the front. So congratulations, you just spoiled the Easter egg for everybody listening. Thank you.
You can edit it out.
I'm just kidding.
And it's not like anybody who's listening would get those in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. It's mostly the Merrick Bourbontoe for sure.
Well, it's still technically an Easter egg in our logo.
True.
Yeah. But anyways, so I'm really excited for it. If you've wanted to support the show, it's a really nice compilation, and if it does really well, I'm planning on using some of the funds of that to finish off the adventure that we started writing. That's like 80% done. I just need to finish the last little part of it off, and then start getting the layout done and getting some artwork for it. But
it's already got 2 5-star reviews, and we're excited it's going to take off soon.
Yeah, we hope it will. I think that we don't have a huge following like the big time content creators on DM's Guild, but our show when the episodes air starting next week, will air with the first commercial or official advertisement for our product. I think is when we'll start to see more sales.
And the thing about it, too, is because that's based off the content of our first 25 episodes, we're at episode 10. This is what, 103 right now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. 103. So we already have enough content for 3 more books in theory.
Yep, that's why it's called Unearthed. Crit Academy presents Unearthed Tips and Tricks, Volume 1.
That's the hope.
And I really want a physical copy too.
Yeah, so we can't get they've limited. DM's Guild has recently just before our release. Thank you for that, DM's Guild. The limit on the print on demand. So you have to be invited, and guess how you get invited?
By selling a crap ton of books.
Probably by selling a crap ton of books. So yes, if you like our show and you want to support our show and get really cool resource that you can share with your players. And have them help come up brainstorm ideas, and if you're a DM for yourself, I mean, definitely check it out.
Personally, though, I feel like there's no point in limiting what can use print on demand, because I mean, isn't that the entire point of print on demand, that you can just grab what you want at will? And
that's what RPG, Drive-Thru RPG does,
right?
But I didn't go with those because I needed to I chose not to because I thought that the audience would be bigger for DM's Guild.
For a fifth of it, at least.
Yeah, so we'll see if that turns out to be true, and if it grows, great. I do know Mr. Tarask is going to look into giving us a review, as well as DM Dango, so I'm excited to read those. So.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm super excited. This is a lot of work into these things. So if you think our show is worth it, check it out. Support us. If you do purchase it, please, please, please leave us a review. That moves our book up on the priority list of where it shows up to the viewers that are searching DM's Guild. So please do that. All right, I think that'll do it for In the Realm. I want to thank you guys for your contribution to our amazing book. What?
his laugh.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
What the hell was the air quotes for?
You did a lot of the work, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume when you did the air quotes, you're like, thank you, like, yeah, right, whatever. You just paid people to help.
Yeah. No, thanks for including our names.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
And we don't know why, but okay.
You guys are part of the show. It's part of it. Yeah. Anyways.
Are you sure about that? Because from episodes 1 to 30, I don't think we were here yet.
25 is when you guys started regularly.
Hey.
I thought it was more towards the mid-30s.
No.
Okay.
I think 25 he started showing up, or 26 Brandon showed up. You showed up around 28 or 29, I think.
Okay.
But anyways, so yes, definitely check it out. We appreciate it. You can head on over to our website, critacademy.com, and find a link on our blog, or you can go right to DM's Guild and just type in Unearth Tips and Tricks. Actually, if you just type in tips, it's like the third one. There's very few books on the DM Guild like ours.
Yeah.
So the hope is that it helps, but most people go there for adventures and player options, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so if you and Brandon, if they'd like to visit other realms besides our book, how can they do that?
They can go to our website at critacademy.com. We have a special link that'll take you to Audible, where you can get a free audio... What?
Well, you're doing a great job.
No, where you can get a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial.
Yeah, definitely do that. We appreciate it. We get a small kickback for every couple of people that actually try the trial. So.
Yeah, we actually did get one.
Yeah.
Try the trial.
Attempt the trial. Do the trial. So moving into our Let's Talk About Blank segment, where we answer listener submitted questions. We have a question from Scott J. What is your opinion on magical? What is your opinion on magical item limit due to attunement? Do you believe it is a backlash to the magic item perceptions due to video games? Is it micromanagement of the player appreciation of a simple magic items? I don't understand that last one. I'll probably just cut that out. Is it a micromanagement of player appreciation of simple... Is it a micromanagement of player appreciation of just simple magical items? So for the first questions, what is your guys' opinion on the three magic item attunement limit?
At first, I'll admit I hated it.
Okay.
Especially given how many editions in the past, if you weren't rocking dozens of magic items, you weren't doing it right.
That's true.
I didn't know there was a limit.
It's because I don't give out nearly enough magic items for that ever to be a problem.
Oh.
That's very true. But that said, I can kind of see the train of thought. I was like, okay, we're just trying to reduce the paperwork and the bookkeeping.
Yeah, basically that's part of it. I guess, Brandon, do you have an opinion on having, because all the other ones you had many as you want, but the attunement limit limits you to 3.
I always assumed that you were only allowed one magical item to attune.
No, you can have 3.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I don't generally give more than that, so you might not have known that.
Huh.
Although it's not the same, I think it's kind of the same logic as, I think like the best illustration of this was
mic down just like 2 inches. There, yeah, there you go.
Was the anime Overlord when the high level spellcaster preps for battle.
That's funny.
I cast resist fire, resist necromancy, resist radiant, stat boost, intelligent boost, and boost spell shield.
In Overlord, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
It was something absurd like that. Yeah. Like I saw a minute and a half of him just casting spells on himself before combat. It's like, yeah, some earlier editions did kind of like that.
So my opinion on the magic item limit due to attunement, I think it's a balanced system. Most people don't know, but D&D 5th edition is designed with no magical items in mind. Think about that. Yeah. It's designed for the players to go from 1 to 20 with no magical items. Now, think about how much stronger some enemies would be. Because some enemies can't be damaged, except they have resistance to, or even immunity to non-magical weapons, right?
Like even were creatures.
Yeah. And so that's designed to make that more challenging. Now, were creatures, you can get your weapons silvered, so at least there's that.
But you have to pay to do it.
Yeah, but that's part of the challenge, right? one of the big things that happened all the time in the previous editions, Ian already mentioned it, is that people would have dozens and you needed dozens and dozens of items, which meant you had so many more options of things to do. In my opinion, it often slowed the game. What's the best ability to do for this moment? Now, what's the best of my list of magic items?
Hang on, let me open up my entire notebook of magic items to pull from my bag of holding for the situation.
Yeah.
Right, see you guys next week.
Yeah, and so there was a big power creep that came with constantly having more and more magic items.
I mean, there was quite a bit of that with 4th edition, and there also was quite a bit of that with 3.5.
Right, and it was, but they were designed with that in mind.
True.
5th edition was designed with no magic items, which means you had to have a way, and I think that's why they did this. You had to have a way to limit the power creep from those, because then they would get to the end of the game and there wouldn't be a challenge, which still is an issue. There's some people, oh, my characters are so powerful, they slay all these monsters. Some people say, well, maybe you're not playing the monster right, or you just giving them too many magic items. A very, very thing that happens all the time.
And I also see the argument too of some people like maybe you're not playing the monsters intelligently enough.
Right, and then so there is kind of a little bit of a giveaway there.
And honestly, I do believe there is something to be said. Like, okay, you don't necessarily have to use monsters. Why don't you just use the player character building rules to create NPCs to fight as well?
Yeah, right. And because of that, I do think it is also a tool to micromanage player appreciation for simple magic items. I'll tell you what, if you play a game where a new person gets a new magic item every session, they're going to start treating that shit like it's not a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But think about it in my games. When you get a magic item, it's a big deal, isn't it? Because I give so few of them out. But that's also because I know the game's not designed for that, and I want the players to appreciate it. So I totally can see them putting that limit in there for that as well.
Right.
You know, and because, once again, going back to his kind of video game thing, it's not fucking Diablo. If you get to the point where it's like Diablo and you're picking up so much loot, you're just like, oh, I don't care about that, just throw that away. That's got no value. Those items that are supposed to be mythical and things that people don't see aren't anymore.
Although that said, I'm going to make the same point I said earlier during our Patreon pals. It's not that D&D's imitating video games as much as video games imitated D&D first.
Right. Do you have any...
And so it kind of came full circle back because people play video games first, then play D&D.
Right.
So it seems like one's obtained the other, even though it was the other way first.
Right.
That's a Diablo I'd like to play.
Very few items?
No, you're just playing through Diablo, and all your items are completely mundane until you get to that one specific item, and it just drops, and it's instead of being gray, it's white, and you're like, oh, it's a white item.
So Borderlands,
nothing.
Borderlands. So
I was like, I could buy guns, but I kill some enemies that drop guns. There's churches all over the place. What the heck would I buy them?
Right. There's a big thing with the new re-release of World of Warcraft Classic coming out. And one of the things that I remember, and I'm not saying that I think World of Warcraft Classic is going to be better than the new stuff.
It won't be because you'll appreciate. Wow, they've really come a far way compared to now what it used to be.
Right, but back then when you got a magic item like an epic, a purple, it was a big deal. It wasn't something that I've reached level cap. I got full purples in a matter of an hour or two. When you got that stupid Staff of Jordan, for instance, like level 40 staff, that shit would carry you all the way to 60. It was so good. It made a difference. And I feel like, at least in a low magic setting, that's how the same feeling applies. So
they're remaking WoW?
WoW Classic next year. Our demo has already been out for a lot of people to play. And guess what they say? I can't believe I fucking died! Like, the fighter dies like if he pulls more than 2 mobs. And he's like, it's so hard! Because it was. And they're like, wait, where do I go? There's no marker on my map. No, you have to read the fucking quest. All that stuff was implemented after the fact because people complained about stuff. So going back to that, I mean, it's slow. There's no flying, so you can't fly over everything, so you have to run through everything, unless you got, like, the flight path already. But anyways, that's World of Warcraft, not D&D. But I'm excited. I'm going to definitely give it a shot when it comes back out because I'm going to go for the nostalgia purpose. Plus, I want to watch all the little whiny bitches complain about how hard it is. I hope they change the bosses up a little bit, though, because everyone's going to already know the strategies, right?
Sure.
So you're going to find old YouTube clips. Anyways, so I think Scott really nailed this. I think that a little bit of the micromanagement and the perceptions of video games do come into play. But honestly, I don't have a problem with the attunement process. I think it's just perfectly fine. But I also don't drop magical items every single session either. So, or even all that often at all.
And as I said before too, it's like I don't get why people complain like this is super like a video game. And
right. Do you have any other points on that, Brandon? All right, that'll do it for our Let's Talk About Blank segment. Scott, thank you for submitting your question. We hope we answered your question. If we did not, please send a letter to the complaint department at critacademy@gmail.com with a $5 check attached. We will expedite your complaint to the front of the line and ensure that everyone here probably won't read it. It'll mostly be me probably reading it, and then I'll just be like, whatever. Anyway, so I'm really moving on to our main topic today. I'm really excited. We're going to be doing our class analysis on Matthew Mercer's Blood Hunter. If you not know who Matthew Mercer is,
then get the fuck out.
What the hell? He is an amazing voice actor as well as the DM for Critical Role. So definitely check them out on YouTube and at geekandsundry.com. There is a link to the Blood Hunter event. There is a link to the Blood Hunter class in our show notes, or you can go click our affiliate link on our site and go to DM's Guild and just type in Blood Hunter and you'll get it.
Or you can Google it.
But anyways, and it is free, but they do have like a pay what you want. And they recommend like $1. I personally am gonna go put $1 in because I've read it and I've been through it and I think it's worth every penny. So,
but basically in a nutshell, when I read over this, I think. For me, it was fairly obvious that the big inspiration of this was The Witcher.
What is the movie Vin Diesel was in?
The Last Witch Hunter.
Yeah, that I think that was when this came out because that was the character he was playing in the Diesel, I think.
Right, but there are so many builds from this. There's definitely a huge influence from the Witcher book series.
I agree, which, by the way, is getting a
Netflix series.
Series.
I'm curious how they'll turn out.
Would you like to come up with a stellar-ass demented voice for this this intro here? Can you do that?
I can try.
I think I spelled veil wrong. I sure did.
Veil?
Yeah.
Veil.
Verl?
So, Brandon, can you tell us a little bit about the Blood Hunter?
Okay.
Today?
In a landscape taught now.
That was good. I like that. That was good.
Okay, fine. In a landscape tormented by all manner of beasts, devils, and abominations from beyond the veil, most live in fear of the dark, of superstition, and the unknown. Some grow hardened by this experience, instead choosing to stand up and fight against the tide of shadow. These folk are called heroes. There's a typo.
God damn, could you ignore the goddamn typos?
You say fix it.
I'm not gonna fix it. I don't give a fuck.
Some, however, are so fanatical and bent on destroying the anathema.
I would correct you.
Anathema.
I don't know how to say that either.
Anathema. Some, however, are so fanatical and bent on destroying the anathema that plagues the countryside that they embrace dark, forbidden knowledge. They sacrifice some of their own vital force in dubious, forgotten blood rituals to better understand their enemies. Their methods sometimes blur the line between themselves. Their methods sometimes blur the line between themselves and the evils they hunt, calling their own humanity into question. These folk are known as blood hunters.
Ooh, that was really good. You did a really good job. So this class is really interesting. First of all, it is a melee, mostly. It's not strictly a melee build, but that's pretty much what I feel like it's going for. It does give you some other options.
There is definitely some strong leans towards that with some of the class options.
And so it's another kind of I really like, first of all, I just want to say, I think that this is a really dope-ass class just because I love the idea of sacrificing your own life force to do damage. When I used to play Final Fantasy, Dark Side was one of my favorite abilities. You'd give up life force to enhance your attacks, and that's the feeling that I got from this build. And who doesn't like their weapon to fucking burst into flames, right?
Right.
So let's talk about that. So
isn't that hot? Yes, it's very hot.
It feels good.
Now I'm thinking about Tower of Jiraga anime. That's like a season in particular.
What is it?
Tower of Jiraga.
I haven't seen that.
Jiraga.
It was one of the first simultaneous dubs.
Oh, okay.
No, subs that was coming out.
So when you pick this class up at first level, you get access to an ability called Hunter's Bane, and it says you have survived the imbibing of the Hunter's Bane, a poisonous alchemic concoction that alters your life's blood, forever binding you to the darkness and honing your senses against it. So we're gonna do this one a little bit differently. I don't think that we don't need to read out the whole thing. But if I miss an important feature, let me know. Can you keep an eye on that, Ian? I know you're pretty thorough on that stuff.
Yeah.
So basically what this does is it basically gives you advantage on survival checks advantage on survival checks to track Fae, Fiends, and Undead, as well as you get advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about them, which I think is fantastic.
Yep.
Because basically that's pushing that hunter mentality, right? I gotta go, find this thing, and I'm really good at it.
In a way, that kind of makes them like the Ranger, only they target more supernatural creatures.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it also mentions that if you're actively tracking one of these creatures, you can't be surprised by that creature type, which is another really cool feature. As far as I know, the only thing that allows that right now is like the alert feat, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is a good feat.
For sure. And then, of course, what's really interesting, and I really like the wording on this, it says, and when you get to 11th level, you can actually flare this internal toxin scars, the internal toxin scars from the ritual, using pain to give clarity and promote anger. You can then choose to suffer damage equal to the roll of your Crimson Right die and gain advantage on any wisdom insight or charisma intimidation checks. When it says flare your internal toxins, it reminds me of the Mistborn books. Because they talk about flaring their metals when they're burning them from the inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that instantly throws me. I don't know if I had any influence.
And speaking of Crimson Right, that's the next feature.
Yeah.
Level 1.
Brandon, you want to tell us what exactly Crimson Right is?
The Crimson Right at first level is it's where you learn to invoke a right of blood magic within your weapon at the cost of your own vitality. Choose to learn one right from the primal rights list below, which I'll tell you. You cannot change this choice. You get Flame, Frozen, Storm, Esoteric. Oh, no, wait. That's a different one.
Yeah.
There's Primal Rights and Esoteric Rights.
Are you following this, or are you following the notes?
I'm following the notes.
Did you see at the top of the notes, right above where it says get your copy here, it says use product PDF for review?
Nope.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Which I hit, but it didn't go anywhere.
No, that link is to buy something. Use product is only for you guys. You have to get it right on our Google Drive. I sent you the link originally through the thing, but there's one in our Google Drive too. If you just go into the Google Drive and type your thing.
The problem is that's why I have open. But through a show notes, I can only
you can only have one instance.
Yeah, bounce back.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't need the other one until we get done with this segment anyway.
All right.
But anyways, so I lost my notes because I was trying to figure that out.
So let me see here.
There it is.
Let me go here, and then to this.
So basically, as a bonus action, you guys getting it taken care of? I'll wait for you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the whole
thing
instead.
I'm going to that. What the?
Is it this one? Blood Hunter class 2.1 something.
Yeah, this is a really long one, so we can shorten it a little bit.
Here we are. Zoom in.
Son of a...
Having trouble? What the You don't know the...
I don't know it by heart, but...
Yeah, it's fine. You don't want to say it over the thing either, so...
Well, that, and I don't want to go through all the messages.
Here, I hit save.
All right, so we're
Which is why I did in the first place. Which is what
the
ticked
Crimson
me off.
Right.
Right.
Did you sign in? Yes, it was Justin. Fucking...
Those things suck.
No shit.
That's why I don't use them.
So basically, as a bonus action, you can imbue a single weapon with an elemental energy known as a right? Mm-hmm. And it lasts until a short or long rest. So it lasts a really good amount of time, which is fantastic. But while active, your attacks deal additional damage based on the right that you've chosen. And for purpose of overcoming, and it overcomes, elemental, overcomes resistances, magical resistance. The right damage is considered magical.
Yeah.
it also gives you some real stipulations on how the conditions of how the limitations of how it works. But basically, when it's activated, you suffer damage equal to your character level, and you reduce your maximum hit points, right?
Sweet.
By amount equal to your character level, which seems kind of harsh at first, but actually isn't.
But you're basically sacrificing your health to get bonus damage.
Yeah. And then it can be applied on multiple weapons. So if you're dual wielding.
Yeah.
And it actually later it actually stipulates that if you've got like a polearm, you can enchant both ends of it. So you can give a polearm 2 different elements, which is pretty cool. Now.
And that actually does help dueling be more relevant.
Right, for sure. Which is a big thing that some people, have a problem with.
I mean, dual wielding is great at lower levels, but kind of lose some of his luster at higher ones.
Yeah, but very few people make it to higher levels too. You know what I mean?
True, but
yeah. But I agree with you 100%. So the rights you said were the flame, the frozen, and the storm. Now each of those gives you different element, right? Fire, cold, and lightning.
Yeah.
To me, this is a really interesting feature because everyone wants the flaming sword or the lightning crackling around your blade. And this kind of is a built-in mechanic to basically give you like flame tongue and frostbrand and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Which is really good when fighting monsters with like weaknesses and stuff like that. And then I think you mentioned at higher level you get additional one called esoteric rights, the roar, which is thunder, the oracle, which is psychic, and the dead, which is necrotic. Now, when you guys see this, how do you envision this like looking around your weapon? Like, is the fire just a generic flame? What would you do to make it seem awesome, and how would you summon it forth to give it really that extra flair?
You mean having a sword on fire is not already awesome?
No. That's so last year. That's so last edition.
I imagine like
how would if you were presenting this to the party, how would you do that?
Summon the rate of fire, and as I extend my hand as I extend my sword forward, the blade bursts into flame, and the flame engulfs the blade, and the blade itself looks like fire.
That's not bad.
I don't know. Kind of like if you see flames everywhere, and you take a mirror and you look at the flames, the mirror is your blade.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't really know.
You feel like it's so engulfed that it like makes the blade disappear, kind of?
It makes the blade itself look like it's.
Oh, instead of it like hovering over top of the blade, it literally like might physically make the blade just seem different?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So instead of having like a sword with lightning crackling around it, it looks like a pure lightning blade.
Yeah, I think we're hooked on this way too much.
But that's the point of the class analysis, is to talk about what I cut out the crap, but to make it, how do you make it sound interesting and better?
My point is there's a lot to go through in this class.
Yeah, there is, but that's part of the thing. I envision like holding my hand out and running my hand along the blade and doing a quick chant. As a player, I probably would write a different chant for every blade. Like, flames of the 9 hells, come forth! And as you run your hand down the blade, and it bursts. So every time you would then say, flames of the 9 hells, everyone knows what happens,
Flame on.
Oh, fuck.
I think the better one, because I'm not big into like fire weapons, because everyone likes fire weapons. I always like
it's
ice,
also
okay.
Where
and fire is the most resisted element too. So
yeah, that's true.
Where you extend your hand forward, and the blade of your sword becomes a transparent glass, and the fog just kind of like rolls off of it because the blade is now ice.
It looks like a clear icicle.
Because I think of Sub-Zero when I think of that, when he pulls the sword out.
That is really cool. Yeah. So once you pick these up and you move on to what is the feature they get at level 2, Ian?
They get a couple. First off, they can choose one fighting style for archery, dueling, great weapon, 2-weapon. We won't get into that too much, just because
we've talked about it.
It's been covered by other classes.
Yep.
But they also get the blood maledict.
He said dick.
During the initial PDF itself.
If you want to, have you read it and shorten it? I mean, you don't got to read the whole thing. The first kind of paragraph minus the choosing just the first paragraph there is probably
just the first paragraph. Yeah. Okay. At second level, you gain the knowledge to further channel and sacrifice a part of your vital essence to curse and manipulate your enemies. You choose one blood curse of your choice, detailed below. You learn one additional curse of your choice, and you can choose one of the blood curses and replace it with another at 5th, 9th, 13th, 16th, and 20th.
Okay, so that's pretty dope. So you basically get to curse your target with these blood curses. Now, it does kind of say the characters must have blood, so creatures that don't have blood are immune.
Yeah.
So that is kind of a very specific thing.
And you can only use this once before taking a short or long rest.
Right, one use of it.
Yeah.
You do gain additional at higher level, which is pretty.
Yeah.
So now these curse. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, twice at 6, 3 at 11,
and we don't need that small details. They know they get more at higher levels. That's all that matters. So what I think is really cool is the different curses. There's a lot of curses.
There's a very long list.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there 8?
Oh, what are they? There's binding.
8. Yep.
So so there are 8 different curses. We're gonna probably only talk about a couple of them, so you kind of can get the idea. Is there any ones that jump out at you guys?
Marked.
Yeah, that one's So the one that really jumps out at me is the Curse of Binding. So basically, as a bonus action, you can attempt to bind a creature that's no bigger. Attempt to bind a larger. One size large. Okay. You attempt to bind a creature within 30 feet of you, and if you do, it instantly reduces their speed to 0. Now, as part of this maledict, you can actually I'm trying to remember the condition for amplify.
Hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So that basically allows you to bind the character. Another thing you can do with your maledict is you can actually amplify effects and make them more potent at the cost of rolling your right die and damaging yourself.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding that right. And I just think that's cool. So already this thing instantly holds somebody. So if I was running like let's say I was running the Frozen Blade, I would somehow tie that curse effect, just the way I describe it, to my like element at the time. So I reach out my hand and like a frozen like fog hand comes up out of the ground and grapples onto the person and holds them in place, or maybe some ice chills up over their feet and locks them in place. And then you can actually amplify the curse after doing damage, and instead of it ending in one turn, it becomes an ongoing effect, which makes it that much more potent against the enemy. And I just think that is really cool. And that's a bonus action.
Yep.
So that's a good way to like stop enemies from running away.
Random.
Is there one that jumps out at you?
Yeah, marked.
We'll each pick one.
Looking at it. As bonus action, you can mark an enemy within 60 feet. Until the end of your turn, all Crimson Right damage you deal to the target is doubled. If it's amplified, you cause the marked target to also lose resistance to your right damage type until the beginning of your next turn.
All right, so how do you see that working, like, how as a description to really enhance the flavor there? How would you flavor that? Like, how do you see the mark working?
A tether. Some sort of a... like an actual mark. I don't know.
Like a shadow tether could be pretty cool, or a shadow hand, or something like that. Do you got anything that would go with that?
Kind of going off The Witcher to a degree, point at somebody and a glyph appears on them.
Ooh. That's cool. Like right across their forehead, this magical glyph appears, marking them as your target. That's pretty dope.
It's like they just know what it is. They look in the water and they see that mark and they go, "Oh shit!"
The really cool thing is the amplified feature allows you to remove. You mentioned fire being the highest resistance.
Yep.
This allows you to get rid of that resistance.
Yep.
For that particular combat, which I think is pretty dope.
And the one that jumped out at me was the Blood Curse of Spell Sunder. When an enemy casts a spell within 60 feet that requires a spell attack and targets you, you can use your reaction to run the spell from the air, imposing disadvantage on the attack roll. And if you amplify it, you can make a Wisdom ability check. The DC...
Just what does the amplify do?
Yep.
You can just probably say
on a
that.
Success, the creature spell misses automatically.
That's pretty dope. So you basically... So by default, you render the spell in mid-flight.
Yep.
That's some fucking Corito shit right there. Right? Hitting the spells right out of the air. And then if you amplify it, it just misses if they fail the check entirely.
Yep.
How do you see that working with your character? Obviously, the rending's pretty...
You cut it in half as it comes at you. It's not rocket science.
Well... I was trying to think of something that doesn't physically fly at you, but I guess most of those do. Because that's not really how all spells work, right? Some are touch, some are like the stupid cantrip. The sword. What is the one that makes the thundering sword thing?
Thunderblade?
Huh?
No, that's not right.
No, the bounded lightning thing.
Lightning lure.
Not that one either. Stupid. It makes thunder if you move. Booming blade.
Yeah.
So that's saying you can. So anyway, so basically you split the spell right in as it's flying at you. That's pretty dope. And then so I guess if you amplify it, it's almost like a baseball swing. You swing it out of the air and redirect it into another direction. Twink. Instead of just absorbing most of the damage, I guess. Deflecting it, yeah. Because that basically the amplify is pretty much almost an automatic success, but the other one says you're just imposing disadvantage, so it still can miss.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if you can do one after the fact. I don't know. That's pretty dope, though. So not only can you...
I would say with a... I think it would hurt stuff like Firebolt more, whereas stuff like Eldritch Blast is not quite as effective.
Right, because you can only use it. Yeah, because that makes multiple attack rolls, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. So it definitely does still have its weakness, but being able to split fucking spells out of the air, that is dope as hell. Right. So and there's 8 different curses. We're not going to go through all of them because there's a lot of them, but they give you different utility. They make you more offensive. They give you some crowd control. It's very, very cool options. And you get to really build your Blood Hunter unique to your style of play, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got next at the 3rd level. You actually get a bunch of different orders you can choose from. Like
there's 3.
Huh?
There's 3. 3 orders.
Yeah, there's 3 orders. You can choose one of those 3, and they're outlined at the end of the description.
That's funny because it certainly is missing one.
Ooh.
I just realized it said that. Oh, there is 3 there. Okay.
Order of the Mutant, Order of the Ghost Slayer, and Order of the Profane.
Yeah. We're only going to go through 2 today.
And when you choose an order, they grant you extra features at 3rd level, and again at 7th, 11th, 15th, and 18th.
Right. That's basically that's the archetype you pick at 3rd level. Right. So we'll discuss those afterwards. Of course, you get the traditional ability scores at 4th level, or supplement feats, or however you want to do that. They also get access to extra attack at 5th level, which is really cool.
Yep.
At 9th level, you get Grim Psychometry. Is that right?
Let's go with it.
Grim Psychometry. I'm going to go with that. So at 9th level, you get access to Grim Psychometry, which basically you can spend 10 minutes meditating on an object, and you can end up discerning vague details regarding any like evil or wicked, events in that item's past or surrounding that item in the past, which I think that is so cool. That's almost like an ESP sort of scrying technique, right, that you get, which I just think is really, really cool because it really is a way for the player to gain insight in what happened to a room. I think like if there's a murder in the room, you can just walk over to the damn kitchen fork and use your this grim technique and actually almost replay events that happened while that fork was there.
Yep.
And I think that is just such a sweet, sweet technique. Would you just say I use it, or would you add some flair to it? What would you do to add flair to that?
I think that just depends on how the DM displays the events.
Well, you mean like I see this like a ritual. Like maybe he like cuts his hand open and drips blood on the item, and then gets a connection with the.
But when the taint the evidence.
Well, this isn't fucking, it's magic. It's not fucking CSI, man.
Get out the magic black light.
But I think that as the player, it's up to you to come up with a creative ritual to do that, whether you're putting a couple candles down and drawing object, like some pentagrams around the object or something. But I definitely like the bleeding one. That would be really dope.
Dark Velocity. Upon reaching 10th level, you beckon the surrounding shadows to grant you unnatural swiftness on the battlefield. You gain dark vision out to 30 feet, or if you have dark vision, extend it out an additional 30 feet.
That's dope.
While in dim light or darkness, your speed increases by 10 feet, and attacks of opportunity made against you have disadvantage.
This is pretty cool.
Yep.
This is really, really cool.
It's like jumping from shadow to shadow.
Well, it's less jumping. It's more like the shadows are pushing you, which is kind of weird.
I think of it more as using the environment to your advantage.
Yeah, I suppose. It's the way it says you beckon the surrounding shadows to grant you unnatural swiftness.
Right.
So it kind of reminds me of like I don't want to talk about Mistborn anymore, but You're I don't know. I don't really know how to flavor that.
Ow.
I guess
I think of Zazax from Diablo Legacy of Blood.
Well, and how does that? What is that?
He's I won't say he was a scarab-like creature, but he was sentient. And
most living creatures are sentient. Yes.
No, actually,
no, they're not. They're intelligent, right?
What the fuck? But he would move through shadows in such a sense. But he would do it while it was light. Like he would appear as a shadow, but you wouldn't recognize him as a scarab or a bug. He would just be a shadow on the wall.
Huh. Kind of sounds similar, like a light version of the Shadow Monk's teleport, right? But that's really cool. I can see like the shadow encasing your character and making him look like a shadow, kind of like what you're saying. That is pretty cool. You want to take the next one?
Next up, we have the Hardened Soul. When you reach 14th level, you can no longer become frightened, and you have advantage on saving throws against magical charm effects.
So how do you see that working as a flavor?
That you fought so many horrific monstrosities that you just get used to it.
Yeah, you just kind of just.
That's what I was thinking.
This kind of reminds me of you. Like you've just mastered like the Rock's look. You know, you just look at shit like, what the hell?
The people's eyebrow. You just.
It's just a 12-headed Hydra. What?
See, that's an ability where I wish I could do the people's eyebrow. Just because if the DM describes this massive giant lich, and you just like turn and give them the people's eyebrow, like yeah, what about it?
Great, nothing about the gif of One Punch Man.
I don't think I've seen that. What is that?
Or like a succubus comes up to you and she starts to charm you and you're just like, bitch, get off me.
Once again, the people's eyebrow fits perfectly. That's funny.
Just a deadpan look going, okay.
Okay.
So at 20th level, you gain access to Sanguine Mastery.
Sanguine.
That's what I said.
Sanguine.
Sanguine? Is it Sanguine?
Sanguine.
Are you sure?
Sanguine vampire. Yeah.
I thought it was Sanguine.
You ever seen Twilight?
No, I have not. Why on earth would you think that? Why would you think I would watch that shit? Don't put that stuff in your mouth while we're recording, dude.
You just realized that?
Has he done that before?
All the freaking time.
I never noticed. Jesus Christ.
I don't know how to talk with it.
Sanguine? Is it Sanguine?
Sanguine.
I swear to God, if I get a goddamn email that I said it wrong, I'm going to kick your ass.
I hope somebody sends you an email even though it's right, just so I can laugh at you.
Sanguine Mastery. God, that sounds so not right.
Fine, say it the way you want.
No, you've seen Twilight. So
enough derailing, move on.
No, I haven't. I just know enough of it.
At level 20, your ability to harness your pain and the pain of other foes is perfected. Your ability to harness the pain and pain of your foes is perfected. When you are below 1/4 your current maximum HP, all of your Crimson Right die are maximized.
Woohoo!
In addition, when you critically hit with a weapon attack that bears your Crimson Right, you gain a use of your Blood Maledict feature. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
So, I'm trying to think of a good flavor for that. So I like this because I think this gives an opportunity for really good flavors. So you're under this idea, your weapon has drained your resources and drained your vitality. I almost see like a Saiyan where they got their ass kicked and they just go, and this sudden burst of energy bursts out from their core and rushes through their weapon. So they're little tiny. Let's say you've got this cool crystallized blade because you're using the frozen right, and this like little fog is kind of floating around it, and then you as soon as you hit that 1/4 limit, all of a sudden the thing turns into like a tiny little frozen blizzard cycling around your weapon as this energy bursts forth from you to give a really cool kind of flavor effect to it. You know what I mean?
What's be my maximize? Is it saying like, oh, if it's a D4, it's always going to be 4?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool.
How big is the right die?
It gets bigger, I think, but I think it starts off as...
Well... I don't know. I think it stays a D4. You just get to use it more and you get more attacks.
Oh, yeah.
And deal additional 1d4 right damage.
Well,
yeah, I think you're right.
You get access to additional primal right.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it just goes on your additional attacks.
Yeah.
I think you're right. But still, I think adding a little bit of flavor to the way your thing works, like maybe when you're using the flame right, instead of it being like a flaming blade, it becomes like a blade that looks like it's made of magma or something. Something to really show that you've triggered that effect.
Liquid hot magma.
Yes. What are you giggling about?
Everyone, no, it's from Robot Chicken. Dr. Doom is destroying the city, and the Human Torch comes by. It's like, oh no, it's a fantastic flamer. And the Human Torch, you ass.
You guys are funny. So there's a lot to this class as far as archetypes. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna only cover the ghost and the
Can we cover the mutant?
Huh?
I actually would prefer the mutant.
We can do the ghost and mutant.
Well,
no, these are the orders.
Well, just because we can pretty much cover the profane one in a nutshell. It's like it's basically what the fighter is to the wizard with the arcane warrior. What this class is to the warlock.
The problem is there's another one we're going to cover that's not in here that was added as an addition.
Okay, but the mutant though I want to cover because
no, that's fine. We'll do that
that and it's actually the one that is most similar to the Witcher. Characters from the book series.
That's fine. So we'll cover the
it's a good game.
Yeah.
I need to play that.
You don't have the time to play Witcher.
I have Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, and I haven't played either one yet.
I have all three, and I still only played a little bit of the first one.
So before we actually discuss the archetypes, I'd like to know that he's actually created an additional archetype called the I gotta scroll down because I forgot what it was. Here we go. So he's actually created another one since this release called the Order of the Lycan. So we're actually going to expand...
Lycan as in like lycanthropes or the mold?
Lycan, like as in lycanthrope, I think.
Okay.
So we're actually going to go ahead and just cover the Ghost Hunter and the Mutant today.
Yeah.
And then our next episode we will talk about the Order of the Profane Soul and the Order of the Lycan. Yeah. Because those will just be the archetypes we'll cover. Because that's a lot to cover in one episode.
There is.
So, that being said, let's first... Brayden, can you tell us a little bit about the Order of the Ghost Slayer?
The Ghost Slayer. The Order of the Ghost Slayer is the oldest and most driven of the orders, having rediscovered the secrets of blood magic.
I'm sorry. Would you tell us a little bit about the Blood Hunter orders and what they are?
Now I got to scroll up.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the Blood Hunter orders. There are a handful of secretive orders of blood hunters that guard their cryptic techniques and blasphemous rituals. One must adhere to one of these orders to even be granted access to the hunter's Bane right that starts their journey. And only once they've proven their ability will the...
Here.
That's weird.
Why don't you start over and read this? Here.
That's what he's doing.
Huh.
Are you having trouble? Are you confused?
My glasses, everything close is blurry, but when I take them off, and everything far is blurry, but when I put them on, they're clear. Was that nearsighted? I didn't think I was actually that. Where was I?
Right here.
I'll start from the beginning. There are a handful of secretive orders of blood hunters that guard their cryptic techniques and blasphemous rituals. One must adhere to one of these orders to even be granted access to the hunter's Bane right that starts their journey. And only once they're proven their ability will...
Only once they've proven
their ability will the secrets of the order begin to be revealed. Some even wait a few years before they are sure they want to continue down this cursed path. Either or, it's within these small, enigmatic sects. I thought that said seats. Either or, it's within these small, enigmatic sects that real power... I'm having such a problem with that.
Hey, I have problems too, bro. It's okay.
I think we're all having problems today.
There we go, let's try that.
I'll take the next one.
Either or, it's within these small, enigmatic sects that the real power of a blood hunter is learned.
So the first order we will be talking about is the Order of the Ghost Slayer. And the Order of the Ghost Slayer is really the oldest and most driven. The Order of the Ghost Slayer is the oldest and most driven of the orders. Having rediscovered the secrets of blood magic and refine them for combat against the scourge of undeath. Ghost Slayers seek out Ghost Seekers.
Yeah, exactly right.
I got distracted by Ed Tate's comment in my periphery. Ghost Slayers seek out and study the moment of death, obsessing over the mysteries of the transition. Some will sit with the terminally diseased, too closely witness their passing, while others go so far as to deliberately have a near-death experience, allowing them to tune their body and senses to the ethereal realms beyond. That is dope as hell.
It's a dick move.
Just like, wait, don't let them die yet. Let me get there for a second. Start taking notes.
You're just sitting there in your hospital bed, and someone just sits down, just kind of watches you. Are you here to help me? No, I'm here to watch you die. What?
That's funny. So when you pick up this archetype at 3rd level, you get the Rite of Dawn, which we talked already about rites being the different elements. Well, this one grants you radiant damage, and you don't suffer the damage suffered from activating it is only half as much, which is pretty nice. So you reduce that overall impact from the writing process. What's really cool about this is if you hit undead creatures with it, it suffers additional damage equal to your wisdom modifier, which increases the low and max damage that this attack does. Additionally, when you reach 11th level, it no longer is limited to just undead, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Any creature will suffer that additional radiant damage, which is pretty awesome.
Son of a...
You're basically powering yourself up. So I kind of see the Rite of Dawn. I imagine my whole entire blade just turning into like a golden lightsaber type look.
What to say?
I mean, that's how I envision that kind of looking.
All right. Next up, we have at level 7, you gain the Hallowed Veins. Your blood. What the? My phone's doing weird things on me. Stop that.
Story of my life. Welcome back, Ed.
Your blood curses have become honed to the fabric of a creature's essence. Your blood curses can now affect any creature, regardless of their form or lack of blood.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's a big limiter.
Or lack of blood.
Oh, yeah. In addition, when you amplify a use of your blood maledict feature, after rolling the amplified damage you sustain, you may choose to reroll the die and use a new roll.
Wow, so this build, this Rite of Dawn, this Ghost Slayer, really has several things to reduce the damage you take from your own sacrificing process.
Yep.
Your own rite process, which is pretty cool, I guess. How do you... I don't know how you would really... Hallowed Veins?
Hallowed.
Hallowed?
Hallowed.
Not hallowed. Hallowed.
Hallowed.
How do you see that working? Like, if it affected only blood creatures before... Do we talk about it being the curses being like marks on their forehead or something?
That was just for one specific thing, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
just pure flavor.
Yeah. What kind of flavor do you see for this? Anything? I haven't got anything.
None.
There's flavors for everything.
There doesn't have to be flavor for everything, Justin.
Yes, there does, Ian. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. So that's a pretty simple one, mostly to help keep you alive and expand your range of your influence of your curses, which is really nice. I mean, most things you fight have blood anyway, I guess, except for, undead.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess if you're fighting undead seems kind of like a big weakness, doesn't it?
Well, undead have blood, it just doesn't do anything.
I suppose. Skeletons don't. Constructs don't either, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, what one do we got here?
Supernatural. Supernal Surge.
Supernal Surge. So at 11th level, you get access to Supernal Surge. You've learned to briefly step into the spear world, enabling a swift and deadly strike. When you use the attack action on your turn, you can expend a use of this feature to attack 3 times instead of twice. Ooh, that's nice. And you temporarily become spectral until the end of your next turn, and you can move through creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. And obviously, just like with any other features in the game, if you end up like phasing back into an object, it moves you and you end up taking damage from it, which is kind of makes sense. You get shunted off to the side. And you can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. And then they refresh after a long or short rest. So this is pretty cool. This allows you to take on like a ghostly form, kind of like Danny Phantom, right?
And it's a bonus action.
And it's a bonus action. That's dope.
Can't get him out because he's Danny Phantom.
Oh, God. I think this is really cool because you get a very shifty kind of ghostly combat style going on, which I just think is awesome. If you could find a way to get yourself some really cool like prestidigitation or thaumaturgy cantrips to go with this, that'd be pretty dope. But I see my character kind of like doing like since you're fading in and out as you go, I think that is dope. Would you say as you fade, you become kind of like a translucent blue, or is it just like you can kind of just see through your character? Is there some sort of a effect you see kind of going with that?
I was kind of picturing Nightcrawler, not gonna lie.
Oh, but he kind of disappears though. He doesn't really.
He's a teleporter, but still.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of poofing of like moves, ethereal energy around you.
You just moving like short, quick bursts. That just seems up. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I love the add a little translucent colors.
Spectral after the attacks or between attacks? 3 times instead of twice, and then you temporarily.
It says you become spectral. So I would say maybe that's how the bonus happens is because you disappear out of sight for a second, maybe, and then you come back and they're like, oh shit, catching them off guard. That's pretty cool. That is really dope. What do you guys think about that? Got any thoughts on that?
I mean, more attacks is always a plus.
Oh, for sure. It's not nearly as many as the fighter, but it's still, you also can burn shit extra, so.
Right, and the fact you can phase through objects.
That is really cool. So you just walk right through a wall and attack somebody and then walk back out. Surprise, motherfucker!
Are you trying to hunt me? I can hunt you down in the maze, jerk.
Ian, do you want to take whatever the next one is?
That's very short, but we got next on deck at 15th level, you get Grave Sight.
That sounds cool.
You can see a magical darkness up to 30 feet. And you can see invisible creatures and objects up to 30 feet away.
That's a big deal. Invisible creatures can be a real bitch to deal with.
Yeah, they can.
Would magical darkness be like
the darkness
Devil
spell?
Sight and darkness? Yeah, darkness spell. Devil Sight's the only thing I think that normally can see through it.
Or the guy who casted it. Or I'm thinking Drow.
No. Like one who casts
no, if you cast darkness, you can't see through it, can you? Or is the Drow Rachel?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which you cast darkness, but I think the Drow who casts it can see through it. I think. Maybe. Don't go away.
Yeah, I don't recall. Brandon, do you want to tell us the next one? Because I think this, by far, this is bar none the coolest one.
Oh my gosh. Vengeful Spirit. Upon 18th level, you learn to project your spirit to fight on while you are on the edge of death. Oh my god. Whenever your hit points drop to 0, you choose to let your soul emerge from your body to fight on. Your body remains unconscious and subject to death saving throws per normal. At the beginning of your next turn, you manifest a spirit form in your space that picks up your weapons and continues fighting on.
That is awesome.
Acting on your turn and every one of your subsequent turns under your control.
But wait, there's a catch.
There is a catch.
There is a catch.
This is a pretty big catch.
Your spirit form has your physical attributes and armor class, as well as your weapons and ammunition, and can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. This form is immune to cold, necrotic, and non-magical weapon damage. Your spirit form has access to all of your abilities and suffers no damage from your Crimson Right feature.
Now here's the catch.
If your spirit form takes any damage, your body dies. Or you regain any hit points, your spirit form vanishes. If your spirit form vanishes, it drops your weapons in its space.
Damn.
Well, that sucks.
No, man, dude, that is dope as hell. If you ever wanted to go out as a hero, this is how you go out as a hero. You're fucking... everyone thinks you're down. If you don't tell your team members you have this ability, how dope of a moment would it be during a big boss battle that you drop to the ground, and then on your turn you describe yourself rising as a spectral version of yourself stands up and charges the fucking boss as it picks up your weapons like a baller and just goes freaking nuts on them. How epic would that be that when you do get like swatted and cut in half? I guess that would be less exciting.
That's it.
If you die.
Yeah.
But that would be a heroic ass death, wouldn't it?
Jeez.
No? You don't think so?
I call this the last ditch oh crap button.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, because you don't have to do this. You can choose to, but there's a risk that comes with it. And for me, as a player, man, this risk, I'd be on top of this. I'd be using this as soon as I went to 0. I'm fighting goblins. I don't give a damn.
Or if you are paranoid, just pull up your old bow. You don't have to get right in there.
And keep your distance. There you go. That could work.
Yeah.
Make sure, when he dies, he drops. When he vanishes, all your weapons are away from you, though, too, so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, if your spiritual stuff carried off your weapon, so when you do come back, there's like, shit, where's my sword?
That's why I have backups.
I think this is really awesome. You know what I think would really be cool? Is that whatever rite you were burning when you died influences the way your specter looks. Like if you're burning the flame, it's like a spectral flame spirit. If you're burning lightning, it's got crackling energy jumping and parking, bouncing and arcing around your spectral form. If you're doing the dawn, the rite of the dawn, your spirit is just
angel.
Like an angel. And I think that would be so cool. Man, I really want to play this now. So I think that'll do it for the Ghost Slayer.
Now, before we talk about the Order of the Mutant, there are 2 other subclasses you said that were available. One was the Order of the Profane Soul.
Yes.
And that more or less works the way how fighters can basically tap into the wicked stuff with the Arcane Warrior. Mm-hmm. This can basically tap into the Warlock in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works in a nutshell. There's more to it than that.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about it on the next episode.
Oh, we're going to talk about it next episode.
Yeah, because I want to talk about the Lycan, too. And we can still get probably a good 40-minute discussion out of them. So.
And in a nutshell, how does the Order of the Lycan work?
I don't know. I only read the flavor. I only read the flavor. I didn't have.
What's the flavor?
I don't know. It's a fucking Lycan. What do you want? Hey, if you give me a second, I can pull it up.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna even touch on that just yet.
Well, we gotta get them excited for the next episode.
Well, that's the last part of the. Okay, so here we go. So yeah.
I don't see any Lycan stuff, and I read through it.
It's right here.
Some sexy ass art.
Is it? Yeah, female Lycan. Of the many terrible curses that plague the realm, few are as ancient and feared as the Lycanthropy. Yeah. Basically, it gives you Lycanthropy. That's basically it.
Which is pretty awesome.
Hang on a second.
It really is.
Yeah, so, we'll talk about that, because that's something a lot of players ask about, is how can I be a werewolf?
Get bit by one?
This is a build, but then usually you're so much more powerful than the rest of the party. That
not by much at higher levels, really.
Because one of my favorite answers to any question.
Because really, all it really gives you, at the end of the day, is you get resistance to all damage that's not silvered or magic. Which, at higher levels, doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, I suppose.
What do I do when my entire party wants to be vampires, and I don't want them to be? Put them on a world that revolves around 2 suns.
What is Ed talking about? Chocolate what?
Flavor.
Oh, chocolate flavor.
You were talking about flavor.
Anyways, so yeah, we'll discuss that, and we'll add some comments to the end. There, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. Now we'll next we're gonna cover the Order of the Mutant.
The Order of the Mutant. I got this
one.
Do
you want to take the first part there?
Okay, the flavor text. The Order of the Mutant. The process of consuming the Hunter's Bane is a painful, scarring, and often fatal experience. Those that survive find themselves irrevocably changed and enhanced. Some found this experience exalting, embracing the ability to alter one's own physiology through corrupted alchemy. Over generations of experimentation, a splinter order of blood hunters began to emerge, one that focused on brewing toxic elixirs to modify their capabilities in battle, altering their blood, and over time, becoming something beyond human. They call themselves the Order of the Mutant.
That's pretty dope. Brandon, what's the first ability they get there? You know what this kind of reminds me of? The imbibing? Dragon Age. Isn't that what they do with the blood from the spawn?
The dark spawn?
Yeah, they drink it.
To become the Grey Wardens.
Yeah, which are essentially blood hunters. Right? They get special powers to sense and track them.
And this order I wanted to press on the most because this is the most similar to the Witcher character from the Witcher series. I mean, they can do basic glyphs to do basic magic, but they tap more into formulas than anything else.
Right. Brandon, you want to tell us about formulas?
Formulas. You begin to uncover forbidden alchemical formulas that temporarily alter your mental and physical abilities.
So they're steroids.
Drugs.
Yeah, they're steroids.
Not quite.
That's what it sounds like.
Have a pot brownie.
It's an alchemic mixture that you shoot up into your body.
Like one example is one of the short stories. Before he's essentially hunting down a vampire-like creature, and he knew it would only come out at night, inside a building that was completely dark. So he drank a mutagen or a formula intentionally, and it basically allowed him to see in pitch blackness. And of the way it altered his body was, his skin became pale white, and his pupils basically dilated to the point where his eyes became all black.
Oh, that's dope.
That's just an example, but you get the point.
Right.
Yes, beginning at 3rd level, you choose to learn 3 Mutagen Formulas. Their formula options are detailed at the end of this order description, of course. You gain additional formulas at 7th, 11th, 15th, and 18th level. Additionally, when you gain a new mutagen formula, you can choose one of the formulas you already know and replace it with another mutagen formula.
And do you want to touch on 3 right now to get out of the way? Or?
Go ahead.
Yeah, where's that at?
You first, Justin.
I was going to have him do it, but
that makes sense.
That under
He's already talking about
here?
formulas, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. We've got ether.
Hang on.
Wait, am I looking at the right part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's other stuff. Oh, you mean jumping ahead to talk about the mutagens?
Yeah, just to give examples.
Well, we got to actually talk about the mutagens because we did the formulas.
Right.
And
the formulas are about the mutagens.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So we would probably just skip the mutagen crafting part, or you want to? I'm confused. I am definitely. Speaking of the mutant, because there's got to be.
Well, okay, let's talk about the mutagen crafting first.
Yeah,
and
then the mutagens.
Okay.
So at 3rd level, you get access to Mutagen Crafting, which basically allows you to make concoct, a single mutagen over like a short rest. And of course, consuming these mutagen requires only a bonus action, which also includes its side effects that last until you complete a short or long rest, or spend an action to focus and flush the toxins from your system. That's interesting. Why would you require short or long if you can just spend an action as soon as combat's over?
What?
It says the effect lasts until you complete a short or long rest.
Right.
Or spend an action to focus and flush. So you probably don't want it to unless you absolutely need it for some reason.
Because each formula gives you bonuses, but also gives you a negative too.
Yep, I got it now. It took me a minute, but I got it. So the mutagens are designed for your biology. They have no effect on large or larger creatures, and only impart the side effects on other medium or smaller creatures that drink the entire mutagen. So that doesn't affect you then.
Which is weird because they only affect you, but whatever.
Right. They are also unstable by nature, so losing their potency over time and becoming inert if swallowed before you finish the next short or long rest. And of course, your body will begin to better utilize the toxins as you instill it as you grow.
You get better at mixing them.
There.
Oh, okay. Your body will begin to better utilize the toxins you instill as you grow with power and experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's rules here for crafting them. We're not going to go into them, but I guess it's just one line, I suppose. Your mutation score equals your blood hunter level plus your blood hunter level divided by 4 rounded up. And so, what are some of those mutagens, Ian?
Well, first off. Yeah, you go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, how many are there? There's a lot here, so maybe we should each just touch on one. So yeah, there appears to be
15.
There are 15 different mutagens, so we're only going to touch on 2 or 3 currently.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that there's a collection of these that do a vast majority of different things. The one that really jumps out at me here is Cruelty. Which you must be level 11th level to make, but you can make a single weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns. Of course, the side effect is you have a disadvantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Yikes.
Damn, that's rough. But being able to make an additional attack as a bonus action, because you already have extra attack, that brings you in line more with like the fighter. Well, no, the fighter still gets 4, I think, at higher levels. But
yeah.
It brings you at a higher level for more melee capacity, which I think is really cool. I kind of see as you downing this thing, you're like your muscles veins start popping out of your muscles, and especially in like your legs and your arms, vein running down your head or down the side of your head, bulging out. Maybe it looks like a lightning bolt or something. Who knows?
Oh my god.
But that's something I think to keep in mind if you are going to run this character. Come up with creative descriptions of what happens to your body when you down these different vials. Is there one that jumps out to you, Ian?
Yep, the Mutagen of Reconstruction. And the prereq for this is level 7. While you're conscious and in combat, you regenerate hit points equal to twice your mutagen score at the start of your turn as long as you are above 0 hit points. But the side effect is your speed decreases by 10 feet.
You get a little slower?
And so the one that popped out of me was the opposite of speed.
Yeah.
Hang on. So how do you see that? So if your character was to down this, what kind of physical alterations do you think their body would undergo?
Well, I would say because the side effect is your speed decreases, you just start twitching, making you less coordinated as a result, pushing your feet. but your injuries start to knit themselves back together.
Yeah. I kind of envision like you start to grow like scales or something, like a lizard, because you're getting regeneration, right?
Either that or you're just tensing up, slowing it down.
What do troll like? What's a unique feature of trolls, like a visual one?
They're big.
You have regen or something?
Yeah, they do have regen, but what's like a physical? Like, do they have big tusks or something? Like maybe
sometimes
maybe you sprout big tusks because it's made of troll blood, you know.
They're big, they're ugly, and they stink. Mongoloids.
Wow.
Which one did you pick there, Brandon?
Rapidity. Your speed increases by 15 feet, and at 15th level, your speed increases by 20 feet instead. The side effect is you have disadvantage on dexterity ability checks.
So that's interesting. Yeah, so that reminds me more of like your body. Man, how would you?
You're faster, but you're less coordinated as a result.
Yeah, it's like
see now now I see like twitches and stuff. Your character's like.
It's like I know I might have the speed to jump that gap, but chances are I'm going to trip.
Because you're the enhanced speed, you're just not used to it.
That's funny.
I also think of the
trip and fall down a hole.
Not a physical flavor to what you would look like, but as you go fast, as the human being goes faster, like even in a car, your field of view tunnels.
Yeah.
So that everything around you is just filled by the rest of your brain, so you don't really know what's going on. I'm trying to think. I imagine that the faster you're moving, the less aware you are of the things around you.
Right. So what physical change would you describe to your about your character as he downed this vial?
I can't think. You grow wings on your feet?
Maybe that could work.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Maybe you down a Red Bull at the table, and every time you down your Red Bull, it's when you use rapidity. What did Ed say there? He says the twitching with like your wedding day dance floor.
And Popcorn does mention he had 2 players who both wanted to play Mutant Blood Hunters, and they flavored the mutagens, and one had like a bird-like features, and the other had aquatic animal features.
That is awesome. That is so dope.
Sweet.
So that definitely adds, once again, another way to add flavor to your character to separate them from somebody else.
Joke that one was chicken flavor and the other was fish.
Like the rapidity one. What if you grew like a freaking rabbit tail or something? Or maybe you started your skin started to get spots on it like a cheetah. That would be really cool. Anyway,
yeah.
So there's a lot you can do. There's a lot of different. There's still there's 15 of these different mutagens. So you can use this to really flavor up your character to make them really stand out and make them unique from even another blood hunter right alongside you.
All right, who actually reads the next thing?
Me.
Okay.
What is the next thing?
Advanced Mutagen Crafting.
What?
Right, down, right there. Oh, right there.
What?
Blood Hunter multi-classing.
No, that's not it.
Or
what?
It's up here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We jump down stuff.
Go back. Shit, I shut my thing. I'm gonna use yours.
So at 7th level, you get access to Advanced Mutagen Crafting, which basically means when you take a short rest, you can now create 2 of these mutagens instead of just 1. But it does stipulate that they have to be different. Okay. And they can be ingested while overlapping effects that last until you finish your short or long rest. So now you can mix and match mutagens to get more potent combinational effects, which is interesting. I think that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty dope because that gives you more versatility in situations you can handle.
And that 15th level, you get a 3rd one.
That's pretty dope. That is really, really cool. What does that say?
They joked that one was chicken flavored, one's fish flavored.
That's funny. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So once again, now you really get to add on this. And I keep coming back to the Mistborn things. They down the vials too and get temporary powers.
But they do something totally different.
Yeah, but same concept though. Do you want to take the next one?
What was it? Strange metabolism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Strange metabolism.
What?
So I have had about.
Yeah.
Strange metabolism, beginning at 11th level. You can use a bonus action to instill a burst of adrenaline to temporarily resist the negative effects of a mutagen. You can choose to ignore the side effect of a mutagen affecting you for 1 minute.
Entire combat.
Once you use this feature, you must finish a short or long rest before you can use it again.
That's really cool. So that basically allows you to ignore your weakness and only get the benefits.
Yep.
Which is pretty nice.
And finally, at level 18...
finally. There's another one out. You've skipped 15.
Dang it! At 15, you gain robust physiology. Your body has begun to adapt to toxins and venoms, ignoring their curdling effects. You gain immunity to poison damage in the poisoned condition.
That's nice.
I don't think it comes up too much depending on what you fight, but when it does come up, you'll be glad you had it.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking, congratulations. It took you to get to 15th level to get what a dwarf just has.
Yeah, but they're a dwarf.
Yeah, but what if you're a dwarf hunter? I mean, that kind of... I'm going to be honest, Matt, that one's a little bit of a letdown. It really is.
I disagree, but...
Oh, okay. No, it's immunity to poison damage, not just the poison condition.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm less let down, thank you. So that's pretty cool. You're getting complete immunity against a damage type.
Dang it! I can't get drunk anymore!
Well, that's intoxication. That's not poison.
But it's considered a poison condition in D&D, I think. Yeah. In 5th edition.
I'm making a joke.
But I think that's right, though, isn't it?
All right,
I know that's how it was during the playtest, at least.
Yeah, I have to double check. I don't know. You guys don't get drunk on my games, even with all the bourbon dough around. So that's really cool. So you build up kind of a immunity to those two effects, which is pretty nice. The last effect you get is Exalted Mutation. At 18th level, your body has begun producing one of your toxins naturally. Choose one of your known mutagen formulas. You gain the benefits and side effects of this mutagen permanently at all times, and you cannot change this choice of formula after this feature is acquired. So make your choice wisely.
That's like awesome but terrible at the same time.
Right. So you have to just be like, oh, see, but I kind of like that because it induces a kind of a new permanent flaw. And I like flaws in characters. I think the best character concepts have really good flaws. So. But that's just me. So that's pretty dope. What did you guys think about the Blood Hunter class?
Oh my god.
It sounds fun, doesn't it?
It does sound fun.
It does.
I think I'll probably allow this at my games moving forward. So
that's reasonable.
Yeah. So definitely. So that is our class analysis on the Blood Hunter. We still have 2 more archetypes to cover. We will cover that next week on part 2 of the Blood Hunter class analysis. This is really, really a cool idea. It very much is the Flame Blade wielder, and I love that. I really think that Matt Mercer did a really great job. So if this interests you in the least, go ahead and you can either go find it on DM's Guild, or we have a link to in our show notes on directly to the product. And of course, it does have our affiliate link. So if you do pick it up and donate any money, that'll support the show. But all right, that'll do it for our main topic today. Before we move on to our fourth and final segment, before we move on to our fourth and final segment, we have one more gift giveaway. Compliments of our sponsor. The fuck is that?
How likely are you to recommend the Google Chrome webs to a friend?
Fucking Google's awesome. All right, Brandon, Ian, who's our winner today?
Our winner today for our next prize from Lore Smith is Grotto Knight.
Congratulations. I can't do the cool anymore.
Nope.
Congratulations, Grotto Knight. If you enjoy the adventure, please make sure to leave Lore Smith a review. Let him know what you like and what you didn't like. Congratulations, Grotto Knight. If you enjoy the adventure, please head on over and leave Lore Smith a review.
I'm pretty sure it's Gerudo.
It's definitely Grotto.
Gerudo?
No,
Grotto.
It's definitely Grotto.
Grotto?
Yes.
He's basically saying he's a swap knight.
Yes. Moving on to our fourth and final segment, our Honor Tips and Tricks segment, where we bring you new and reusable content for you to bring with you on your next adventure. Our character concept comes from patron Jonathan S. My character concept is a Kenku bard that can only talk or mimic movie quotes and sing-song lyrics. My reasoning is to inject a game with things that are already said out of game. So your snappy one-liners when you kill a monster or casual conversation in a tavern can be very interesting. Since being a bard gives your character worldly knowledge of such matters, it's easy to explain away what the bard knows is in these quotes.
Dang it. They basically turned into Bumblebee from the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
That's the first thing I thought of when I read this.
And side note, I hated that character choice in those movies. Because Bumblebee can talk and everything else.
You're dead to me.
Doesn't he eventually talk anyway?
Yeah, not in the Michael Bay movies. They did at the very end of the movie, then they ignored it.
You're still dead to me. I love that feature of Bumblebee.
But I'm also a G1 Transformers fan, where that's not a thing.
Ed says, "Oh my God, it's getting worse." Is the one effect of the mutagens?
But I still think that's a fun thing for Kenkus.
Yeah, dude, could you imagine having a little board or something that just is like movie titles or movie lines and one-liners, and I mean that's kind of how Kenku does. Actually, let me tell you about this.
It's all Samuel L. Jackson quotes.
Yeah. It's just like, why are there so many fucking or what is it? Snakes. Yeah, I messed up the stupid snake line. What are all these motherfucking snakes doing on this motherfucking plane?
Potions, motherfucker! Do you use it?
What? Do they speak English?
So what?
Say what again? Say what again?
Say what? Say what? One more time, and I will shoot you.
He's big, he's black, and he's bald. Does he look like a bitch? What? Bam!
I said, does he look like a bitch?
I actually saw that, then use it one time for a game of Guess Who.
Oh man, dude, Guess Who's awesome.
He looks like Marcellus Wallace. Okay, I win.
Oh my God. So just this past week, I actually played a game with every month I get to play a game with Interparty Conflict because I'm a patron supporter of theirs. And this game I played in, Jeff was actually running it, so we were playing the game with Gabe was a player, and he was running a Kenku, but he was only using lines that the player said, right? And so he was writing down our quotes as we were going and like stitching them together to make some sort of sense. And it was hilarious because he even attempted to mimic the way I talked when I played my character and stuff, which is pretty awesome. So I think that this is an awesome character concept. I personally think that Kenku can be very difficult to play right, but also can be really fun if done right. So
yeah, I'll admit, I do think that racial limitation at times is kind of annoying, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's part of it, right? I mean, that's just how it goes.
That's why I don't play with Kenku.
Guess who just bought 5 copies of it? 5 copies of what?
The book.
Our book.
You bought 5 copies of our book? That is fucking awesome.
But why 5 copies? Why not wait till they're physical copies?
He's trying to give us money.
Yeah.
Money.
Do I need to put a PayPal donut button again on the website? I took that off a while ago. Anyways, thank you for your support. I didn't. Yeah, I know you would buy one. I didn't know you were gonna buy 5 copies.
You said he was gonna buy 5.
I didn't know. That's 5. Crazy. Well, thank you.
Well, it is
leave 5 reviews if you can.
5 reviews from the same buyer.
That's funny.
This book is so fucking amazing. I bought it 5 times.
Oh, now we can give one away.
Yeah,
that's interesting. You know,
he's gonna buy 2 of the
So
I
have a question. Do you think we should replace one of our giveaways with our book?
I thought about that, but it's also how we're trying to make money too.
But it's once a week.
True.
I mean,
so
52 a year.
Put in another giveaway.
Buyers will be cleared in 5 days.
But more importantly, it'd be reviews too. Options though, you can get reviews. True. Right? Like if you send it, please leave me a review. Please leave me a review. Oh, I didn't tell you the secret. There's a new. Oh, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I got a surprise for you guys.
What?
let's.
I do. Anyways, patron John, thank you so much for your submission. Awesome. I love the Kenku, and I would love to see a player come in with a list of like movie names and music titles, and using that as their talking points.
Take the that one organization's top 100 movie quotes.
I was reading. What did you say?
Got like to list of like the top 100 movie quotes.
Oh yeah, dude, you got to do if you could do a Casey Kasem top 40 liners.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
That's the best place for war. That'll do it for our character concept. I didn't give it a name. Movie quotes. Is it movie quotes? Movie quotes. That is our character concept of movie quotes.
We get derailed way too easily.
Yeah, we do. That's a good thing we're not live. I spelled quotes wrong.
But that also means you have to edit more.
Yeah, it does. I got actually tomorrow off, so I'm gonna try to get all the rest of the episodes edited tomorrow. Because I'd rather sit and do fucking nothing or do work all day than actually take a day off. Anyways, Brandon, would you like to take our monster? Oh wait, you get our would you like to take our magic? What? Would
monster.
you like to take? Would you like to take our monster?
The monster.
Yes, that one.
Got
Stop talking.
The monster variant for this week is the Coin Bug Swarms by DM Dave.
Yeah, this actually came from an article called 3 New A-Hole Monsters from DM Dave. There's a link.
Monsters.
There's a link in our show notes from it.
The origin is the swarm of insects. The coin bug is nearly indistinguishable from any other coin. These critters often lie dormant in caverns, waiting for worm creatures to either snatch them up or get close, at which point they attack. On one side, the creature's shell is large, flat cylinder that is colored copper, silver, or gold. Go figure. Bumps along its surface give it the appearance of coin markings. When flipped over, it looks like a normal bug with 6 legs, eyes, and antenna. Unfortunately, by the time you pick one up, they are crawling all over you. Also, did I mention they are flesh eaters? There's a new feature called false appearance. While the swarm of coin bugs remains motionless, it is indistinguishable from a pile of coins. So it looks like a coin on top, but on bottom it looks like a bug.
So like a swarm version of the mimic. Got it.
Yeah, that is dope as hell, isn't it?
I'm picturing the Mummy. That first movie.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, where they burrow under your flesh and shit.
Yeah.
Because the first scarab you see is just a gemstone in a wall, and then it just kind of cracks apart and jumps out. It's like, I'm gonna get you.
I mean, think about what you could do with this as a player.
Yep.
Like they come into this tiny little village, and there's a bunch of people in like the temple who are been hospitalized because they've been attacked by money. Like they're so frightened. They talk how they tried to find a couple coins on the ground and they got attacked, and that's the last thing they remember. How awesome would that be?
I feel there's a parable in here somewhere. Being attacked by your own greed.
Oh, right. There it is. That's dope.
Or even so, like, what if they do burrow in the skin like the scarabs from the Mummy, and once the person dies, they make their way up to the eyes and pop out like the coins for the ferryman, waiting for someone to steal them.
Oh, that is good.
And
I like
that's just
that.
Fucked up. It's
That
like,
is cool.
2 coins for the taking, and then God, it's in my skin.
That is really cool. I think I considered adding an additional feature to this. I think adding like one of the rust monster features to this would be really cool.
Okay, that'd be evil.
Because somebody would pick it up, maybe
toss
it.
Destroy weapons or something.
It destroys metal. So if you were to, maybe these things would, you would, instead of eating flesh, you'd pick them up and toss them into your satchel, and then it would eat all your money.
How about no?
Like, can you imagine going to reach in your pouch to grab gold, and you pull it out, and the shit is crawling all over your hands, and there's no money left?
How about no?
I say yes. I'm a fan of that. Let's do that. Let's make it happen.
How'd the ship sink? Well, apparently we stored a bunch of these stupid little rust bugs under the boat, and they ate away the metal bracers.
All right, that'll do it for our monster variant, the Coin Bug Swarms.
And next up, we have our Encounter podcast, which comes from Michael A.
You can read all that? That's a lot.
Ryan Torres. Sup, nerds? Nerds!
We are nerds, Ryan. Thank you.
Yep. When your party reaches a town, they find that everyone, and I mean everyone, in the town has an odd quirk, ranging from comical to debilitating. Some may always be in contact with a wood totem. Others may only turn left. And every sentence is, if the gods wish it, or have one eye closed all the frickin' time. The explanation given by the townspeople is that the religion involves everybody receiving a task from their deity at the age of 12, which they must perform for the rest of their life.
Oh, God.
If they perform their task well, they are received into their version of Valhalla. If they fail to perform their tasks, they die immediately. Ooh, that escalated quickly.
You opened your other eye, asshole! Smite thee!
These tasks are the odd quirks that everyone seems to have. Further investigation will reveal that the town priest gives the task to the people when they reach their task age. If the party visits the priest will even try to give the party members tasks from the god, which could involve a ritual or some arcane sounding talk, followed by the assigning of the task, or by giving the character an object which endows them with the task when they touch it, and so forth. I like the idea of handing them to an object or getting party members to voluntarily do something that gives them this task, because what really is happening is the priest is cursing people under the guise of a religion. Someone who is cursed must indeed perform the task given to them, or suffer the consequences, which is damage. It could be anything as low as a few d6 or d8s, or something crazy like 10d10. Ugh. The damage only needs to be high enough to consistently kill commoners who have low HP. It could be higher if you want the curse to actually be a threat to the PCs. To the townspeople, it seems not fulfilling your task results in instant death.
What a shitty religion.
Right? The party may not instantly die, nor may some people in the town on occasion. The challenge for the party could be to remove the curse from everyone in town, avoid deaths themselves, or a combination of these.
What do you guys think of this?
It's just a dick move. I mean, it's a great way to get money, but that's a dick move.
The founder of Scientology did say the best way to make money is to create your religion.
Is that really a thing?
That's what the creator of Scientology said.
Oh, jeez.
And how do you get into Scientology, Matt?
Yeah, he just gave away his secret. Did we say who this was from?
Yep.
Okay. So I really think this is really cool. Personally, first of all, because I love anytime you put a situation that the players can't understand the threat right away. Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. This is their faith. They're doing it. I think, and because of that, they may not know there's something wrong right away. Or they may not even find out there's anything wrong. Mm-hmm. They may not give a shit that guy has to hold on to his wood all day long. I just realized how that came out. I swear that wasn't intentional.
Sure.
Well, maybe internally it was intentional, but I didn't think about it ahead of time. But anyways, or the person twitching all the time. But I think as a DM, you could have a lot of fun with this, because if you remember, I think it was in the last episode we recorded, we talked about taking, or one of the previous episodes we talked about taking on like physical props as an NPC. Now, running an encounter like this would really give you a lot of practice running different quirks. You know, what is it? Tweak from
South Park.
From South Park. You know, he twitches and he's always doing something like that. Giving
too much pressure, man.
Giving the NPCs, odd quirks like that, and finding out that they die if they stop doing it is really interesting. What's really cool is if you do this at a low enough level where the players don't have like detect curse, or maybe one person does and they don't think to do it, because how often are you going to think to detect curse in the middle of town?
Right.
You know what I mean? I also like the idea that maybe this priest isn't the only person that's doing this. Maybe it's an entire sect of people and can lead to a bigger overarching story. What do you think about that, Brandon?
I like the idea. Bob Pollard says the quirk of punctuating every sentence with a wink.
That's funny. How are you feeling today? Good. Anyway, good. After the players will be like, "Are you sure?" Yes. They're winking all the time. Like,
I don't know if he's telling the truth.
What does that say by Ryan?
It's definitely going, brother. I hope all's going well with you too.
It's Ed and Ryan are being buddy.
Yeah, our bros from other.
Don't say that.
Never mind. So we need a name for this encounter.
Yep.
Quirkville.
Curse habits.
What is it?
Cursed habits.
Cursed habits. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
So that'll do it for our encounter of the podcast.
I was just going to say dickhead priest, but that works better.
That'll do it for our encounter of the podcast, Cursed Habits. Religion of faith. Brandon, would you like to tell us about our magic item? Yes.
The magic item is the music box of blessing. This cherry red music box is embossed with music notes and an angel with outstretched arms. You may use an action to open this music box. Any number of creatures you choose that can hear the music playing are under the effects of the blessed spell. A creature cannot gain the benefits of the music box until they finish a long rest.
What do you think about this?
It's a magical music box.
What is in the box?
It's a dick.
It's a bless.
It's a dick in a box.
I guess they didn't put anything in the box when it opens, huh?
Well, it's a music box, so there's already something in there.
Yeah, like little needle or little like metal parts that pluck themselves when it spins.
And a cylinder.
Yeah. What do you guys think of this?
I think it's a neat item.
It's not something super powerful. It's rather simplistic.
It's a bless in a box.
What? What does the bless spell do?
It allows you to target 3 creatures, and they get to add a D4 roll to their attack rolls and their saving throws, and I think something else.
Something like that.
Skill checks.
Yeah.
It's a bless in a box.
Bless in a box. I really think this is really cool, and I think this would be a really.
My pants.
I think this would be a really cool item to not necessarily give the players, but to have at like a church or something, or a temple, and the players can come in and get the blessing of the church, and you can make this bless last as long as you want.
The music box plays Eye of the Tiger.
That would be dope. But I think it's a really simple box. I think it's really cool, and I think once again I think I would use this as more of a boon than something I would just give to the players. But definitely showing that magic can influence them in other ways, without them needing their own efforts, I guess. But that'll do it for our magic. That'll do it for our magic item.
There actually
music
is a
box of blessing.
Eye of the Tiger music box.
I'm sure there is.
What, as in the clingies?
Clingies. Are you guys paying attention to all the shit that's going on in that chat?
Yeah, they're talking.
I can't read it. Ed says it could be a treasure for a bard. I agree. That is the dopest. That is the dopest sound box ever.
Oh my god.
Rising up, back on the street. I don't know the rest of this song, but I know
now,
I feel like
make
I
a
want
music
to run
box
up
like
some
that,
stairs. What?
I'd assume there must be like some sort of a store that does
Probably
custom music boxes.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, anyways, so our are you done?
That's awesome.
Fuckers. So our Dungeon Master tip of the podcast is social trends and fashions. A great way to bring your world to life is to make visiting cities seem different and unique and more alive. And it's easy to do this through social trends and fashion. This isn't something that really gets a lot of attention, at least in the games that I've ever been a part of. I don't know if you guys can speak to anything differently.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it comes up too much.
But it is a small detail that's easy to include and actually can have quite a meaningful impact in the living world. While this is something...
I'm now thinking about the Puffy Shoot episode of Seinfeld.
While this is something more likely to be followed by those of like noble blood, commoners can also feel the need to own pieces of fashion to give them a feeling of importance and elevating them up. Picking a particular accessory is a great way to start to get attention to your players. Bracelets, cloaks, armbands, barrettes, scarves, or even just simple hat designs, right? If you walk into a town, you start talking about everyone's got a fucking top hat, that's going to stand out, right?
Or a bowler.
Or a bowler. I'm a fan of fedoras, personally. I actually have a couple of them. But
that's that cool.
So aside from just some simple detail to flesh out your world, these fashion statements can actually have many more meaningful can have much more meaning to them. For example, if you choose something like an armband, when you guys think armband, what do you think? Anything in particular?
Hitler.
Okay. That's actually a very good point, right? That was something that was used to show who you were and what you supported, right?
Yep. Dude, why is this town full of pirates? What pirates? There's a bunch of pirates. Everybody likes to wear puffy shirts. What?
Popcorn went straight to Hitler too. So, anyways, in this example, we talk armbands, and they got the red ones with the swastika on them, right? Armbands can be
so much worse.
the armbands can be made of different things, different cloths, different colors, simple and easy tools to identify groups of people, right?
Yep.
In this case, Hitler and his Nazi army. But they can also identify somebody from like the quality of life, right? If you see, somebody wearing a silk armband versus somebody wearing like a wool one, you're gonna know that they're probably in different fucking help me what I'm thinking about.
Classes?
Yes, but there's
social classes.
Social classes, right? Yeah. So these can be a really great tools for hooks. Maybe it's whether it's used to this could be a great tool for identifying like merchants. Maybe all the merchants have a certain type of armband, or they wear a certain color cloak, or they all all the nobles have certain bracelets and stuff. Little details like that can be really good for driving the story and making it feel real. Because if you're in an area that everyone wears top hats, when you all of a sudden see a collection of people come with armbands, the players themselves can now know that those people are probably from somewhere else, right?
Yep.
Because those little trends, and that can help easily say, oh, the guy from the with the red armband, he's fucking from what's the German name?
Berlin.
Yeah, sure.
The Third Reich.
Yeah, you can tell the guys with the fucking red shoulder bands come from the Third Reich, the fucking city to the north or whatever. But it can be a powerful tool for that sort of stuff, and also a way for the players to react to certain people too. If, for instance, you have people with the red armbands coming from the Third Reich, and then all of a sudden everyone's afraid of them or is throwing tomatoes at them or something. That creates a living, breathing world for your players. And of course, they might take interest in that stuff. Why the hell is everyone throwing tomatoes at the people with the red armbands? Well, that's because they burn their own innocent people because they're different hair color.
Or
that's not good.
Or for that matter, it's not limited to just clothing, even like hairstyles or beard fashion.
Yeah.
Beard fashion.
He's talking about beard because he finally managed to grow pube-sized hairs on his face.
I was actually thinking about Red Dead Redemption. Okay.
Oh, okay, whatever. But anyways, it's a very powerful tool, I think, in giving your world life and making it seem unique, and every city being a little different. So that, yeah. Also, you can those fashions can be used to in like murder mysteries too, right? Like somebody plants like the stupid red ribbon army's stupid thing at the scene of the corpse or scene of the murder, So, but anyways,
Red Ribbon Army.
They can be great hooks and great good way to make your world come to life.
Like this is my Red Dead character, not a cowboy at all.
God, is he wearing jeans?
Yes.
Did they? That's weird.
Yes, they did.
That's weird.
They had blue jeans back in the 1800s. That's where they came from.
Ryan says he still has Eye of the Tiger stuck in his head. All right, that'll do it for our Dungeon Master tip of the podcast. For our player tip of the podcast, we have
Don't be a dick.
Excuse me, sorry. For our player tip of the podcast, we have Don't be a dick. And you can avoid dickitude by accessorizing.
Accessories, I love them.
So, since we're kind of talking about fashion, when building your character, take a moment to consider something that they might wear beyond their armor and their equipment, right? As we kind of mentioned, fashion is a really great way to make an NPC stand out. This is especially true for player characters, right? Adding, a simple long scarf that, billows in the wind when they run can add a simple but standing out kind of characteristic feature of your character. If you always describe this ribbon or this scarf billowing in the wind, that kind of becomes your thing.
Really? Those pants with those boots? If you're going with the pirate, like, darling, you're killing it, but...
We mentioned the armbands. Adding a simple armband with, your family's coat of arms can draw attention of NPCs and the players alike, and spark conversation related to that accessory. If Ian goes out of his way to talk about this band with his family's crest on it, I would probably immediately say, Ian, what's your family crest? What does it mean? What's the story behind it?
Or if a barbarian's wearing a troll skull for a head. A helmet.
Okay. These are good things that can spark interest in your character. If you can't think of anything to come up on your own, the backgrounds, they actually already understand the importance of accessories and have included them in some of the backgrounds, right? Unique little trinkets and things to enhance your character. They offer a little something extra that kind of goes with that background. I think in the Noble's example, you get a signet ring, and for the sailor, you get like a lucky charm, right? They're always after me lucky charms. They're always after me lucky charms. These little accessories can create great roleplay opportunities as well as identifiers for your character. If you are the guy who always has his stupid lucky rabbit's foot out and he's swinging it around, like you would like a dagger or something on the end of a chain, that becomes a signature of your character, and it's easy to do that with little accessories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for a scarf, honestly, anybody else, I would love to have like a rogue with a scarf that would just like wrap it around people and choke a bitch, with it. just choke some people with it. Incorporating it into my story. But what do you guys think about that accessorizing?
I think it's fabulous.
It does look fabulous. I'll be honest.
You guys put more attention to your character's detail. Like, I can have these pretty sparkling green earrings and this choker with a moon on it. It's so pretty.
Oh my god, dude, that necklace does not go with that, okay?
God, eat my ass, bitch.
No case.
Bring on the bling. Nice, Ed. Did you hear something?
Did we just hear Tater? Oh.
What the hell was that?
Oh, come on.
They can't see that. You have to tell them what you're showing.
No, it was specifically for you. There was a scene in Hot Shots where everyone's sitting down.
Oh, the first one?
Yes, the first one. Everyone's sitting down in the classroom, and the chief walks in and says, "Attention on deck," and everyone gets out of attention. And the admiral walks in and says, "At ease." And one of the guys in the background throws sunglasses on, does this, and his scarf goes...
So you can incorporate stuff
Hot Shots did a lot. Actually, Hot Shots did a lot of things in the backgrounds if you actually pay attention to the scenes.
I haven't watched that show in like 20 years. Accessorizing your character can be a powerful tool, especially if you want to just bring attention to it. Like if you get the signet ring for the noble, you talk about how as you outreach your hand to the noble to shake his hand, specifically rotating your hand so that your beautiful ruby signet shines and glitters in the torchlight,
This ring has been passed down to generations by the Armstrong family.
Oh, God. Minus 10 points.
Yoink!
So that'll do it for our player tip of the podcast.
Don't be a dick.
And you can avoid dickitude by
accessorizing.
Wow. We can do that better. You want to try that again? I didn't go into the voice. And you can avoid a dickitude by
accessorizing
your equipment. I got it pierced. My equipment. It got pierced. I was accessorizing. Why is there a chain going from your wallet to your balls? Motherfucker. So that.
Oh my gosh! I can taste it.
That's disturbing. If you think about a fart as the particulates of your shit. And then you can taste it. That's shit going in your mouth, just so you know. Think about that next time you fart on somebody.
Anytime you smell a fart, period.
Anyways, so that'll do it for our show today. Before we close out, we have one more gift to give away. Compliments of Jeff Stevens. Today, we are giving away Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Womp womp.
That is wrong.
But that's a spell.
That's definitely a spell. I had a brain fart for a second.
You mean Tasha's Hideous Kiss?
No. Hang on.
What?
Tasha's Kiss.
This is getting way worse.
Tasha's Madness.
Yes, that's
the House of Madness or something.
Yes. So today we'll be giving away the Madhouse of Tasha's Kiss. Compliments of Jeff Stevens.
Woo!
Stevens. Brandon, who's our winner today?
Our winner is WV Signs.
I really want to get up and just start dancing. I have to make a clip where that actually ends instead of it being 3 minutes long. Who won?
WV Signs.
Congratulations to WV Signs. If you enjoy the adventure, please leave Jeff Stevens a review. I encourage you all to head on over to critacademy.com /Jeff-Stevens and check out his content. It's really good. Also, check out our other sponsors there. There's lots of good content there. And plus, if you buy their product, we get a little small kickback. So, another way to support the show. Please join us on our next episode where we will... Please join us on our next episode where we will... Fuck!
I hope not.
No, we won't find... I ran out of KY last weekend. Please join us on our next episode where we will hear feedback from you, our heroes. We will be finishing up our class analysis on the Blood Hunter with the Order of the Profane Soul and the Order of the Lycan Blood Hunter archetypes. Woohoo! Super excited to finish that up. I'm really enjoying what I've read. So,
Ryan says, I think you'd have to up the subscription fee for that.
Rated D&D XXX 5e.
Rated D and Dick.
Dungeons and Dicks.
Oh my god.
Dicks and Dudes.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You'd think I wouldn't be shocked by this by now.
Fuck.
Fuck Dungeons and Dragons Mall. Will you give me some Dicks and Dudes? The book is $9.95.
I think he's talking about the book you were just talking about.
Wait, the Dicks and Dudes?
Dungeons and Dicks?
I don't know. We'll have to get that taken care of, though.
I think that's already taken care of.
Dicks and Dames, too.
I'm totally going to make a game called Dicks and Dudes for girls' bachelorette parties and shit.
Fucking magical wands that are just really long, thin dildos.
It has now turned penis into a stick.
Where are we at?
I don't know anymore.
He just went, nicer.
I think we're off with you with if.
If you have any feedback, unearthed tips and tricks, or just topics you would like to discuss, please send them to us. You can email them to us at critacademy@gmail.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook at Crit Academy.
We hope you've enjoyed your experience here at the Crit Academy. If you did, you can help others find the show by leaving a hopefully 5-star review on iTunes or your platform of choice, or just send us a message telling us how much you enjoy the show.
And also be sure to give us a like and a share.
Patreon is a
member. I got it. You don't need to read any of that. If you enjoy our show and you think our show is worth at least $1 a month, you can support us on Patreon. Patreon is a membership platform that allows you to support our show by pledging a certain amount every month and choosing from a tier, and you get different rewards for that tier. Also, you can buy our new Unearthed Tips and Tricks book. You can find the link on our website at critacademy.com, or you can go into DM's Guild and type in Crit Academy, or type in Unearthed Tips and Tricks. You can also support the show by purchasing commissions from Brandon. They still can do that, right?
Yes, they can.
Full body art is $20 and line art is $8.
Yeah, it's just been a little difficult lately, but I am getting to them. Also, a heads up too, starting January 1st, those prices are going to be going up, with the exception of patrons. If you're a patron, the price rate, it's not safe, that's the thing. With the exception of patrons, the price will remain as it is.
Yes. He doesn't charge nearly enough for his work, and I think he's finally realized that.
And he has bills.
Oh. And not time to do it.
Honestly, I can't wait to do a
Gabe's
commission. Because he told me what he wanted. I was like, that's awesome.
Are you going to share with the rest of the class?
Yeah, it's literally... He sent me a picture, and it's him holding a Buster sword. like Cloud has, and he's in the shorts and a t-shirt, and he says, "Draw this." I'm like, okay, so like you with the sword, any armor? It's like, nope, shirt and t-shirt.
Like, okay, so inner party conflict shirt.
No,
red and white.
No, I just asked him, it's like, so you just want a badass pose with you like this? I'm like, yep. Okay,
that's funny. Make sure to subscribe to our show at criticacademy.com so we can help you on your future adventures, as well as be entered to win cool prizes each and every week. You'll also find links to our fellowship members. We just mentioned Gabe. If you've not watched Inter-Party Conflict, I cannot recommend it enough. Gabe and Jeff do a show very similar to our Let's Talk About Blank segment, where they answer your questions to help you have the best tabletop experience possible. Gabe also helped with our book. He was one of the writers, so definitely help support him by checking him out. Also, D&D Character Lab. They build very complex characters every single week and argue their validity in game, like a couple of real life bards. It's pretty fantastic. Check them out.
You keep thinking, we've known them for a while, and you'd think that you can only build a character so many times, and every character they make is completely different.
It's quite amazing. I wish I was as creative as those bastards. They do an amazing job. So. You'll also find links to our sponsors there. Once again, another way you can support our show is purchase content from our sponsors through our website. I mean, that's one of the best things you can do. Also, the tools section. We have books and stuff. So I am your host, Justin.
I'm your co-host, Brandon.
I'm your co-host, Ian.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, just one of you, please.
Thanks for listening. Keep your blade.
Are we gonna do it all together?
I don't know. Has Ian done it on his own at all? Ever?
What?
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you do it.
Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes. Yes, thank you.
Who's selling yourself short?
Me.
Oh, for your art? Yeah, it's...
Nico.
It's you, dude. You need to do those real life portraits of us. That real life portrait of that baller ass hot chick you drew. That looked amazing. Like, was better than any your other stuff.
Let's see what they say. Huh?
You gonna share it with them?
Yeah, sure.
Share what with them?
All right. His drawing.
Oh God, my stomach.
We're gonna stay live for a second. Let him show you guys this because you've seen his anime art. His anime art is really good and stuff, but it's like his real life art is on a fucking whole different level, and I don't understand why he doesn't just draw that. Probably because you like anime more, huh?
It takes more time.
Well, I'm sure it takes more time. You charge more. That's how it works. I just paid $160 for a piece of cover art. $180. I don't remember. Was it $160 or $180? I don't even remember. But, huh? That's for a single picture. You know? So, I paid a lot for that shit. Art's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me appreciate how much it made me appreciate what he charges more. What episode is this? 130?
103.
We're still they're waiting for you. What's taking so long?
I gotta find it.
Don't you have it on like a quick access? Like, look at my work. I did a good job. I'm so proud.
The video.
What the hell is that shit? Nice. Priorities. Golf clap, golf clap. What the hell?
Dun.
That's the music box thing. Find it?
Yep.
He's gonna show. I'll tell you if you're too close. Okay, don't move. That looked really good.
Can I see it?
Can you pause it? Like, so that you can actually sit on it? Does that let you pause? I don't think it lets you pause. Does it let you pause? Yeah, I think that is so much better than his anime style art. It's so good. You can see down here.
Not very well.
Well, I'm sorry. He'll show you when he's done.
Yeah.
All right, guys. He says that is similar to what he wants you to do for your dwarf. Ed does. I hope you're ready because he was just saying it takes way too long. Is why he doesn't do it. So, all right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining us today.
See ya.
You guys are all awesome. We love you. You guys are really great, and thank you for supporting our show.
We'll be back.
I just farted, and I think I might have had an accident, so I really let it go.